Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole, the Barbell Bombshell. I got a question today from a fellow CrossFit coach. I won't say her name, but she reached out to me because she is getting leaner, she's getting stronger, but she's not seeing as much definition as she's like, or she's not seeing a lot of mass. She's looking to have more muscle on her frame. And she also prefaced her question with, I know that, as a coach, I'm not supposed to be focusing on aesthetics. It's only supposed to be about performance. That's bullshit, okay? We need to get over what we're supposed to want or supposed to look like. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look good. There's nothing wrong with focusing on aesthetics, wanting a nicer butt, wanting nicer shoulders. There's nothing wrong with that motive, as long as it's coming from a good place. Now, if you're banking all of your self-esteem and self-worth on looking a certain way, or if you're telling yourself, okay, if I can only look this way, then I'll like myself, then that's a problem. But there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, like me personally, I want a bigger butt. I'm going to work towards it, whatever. I'm not banking on my happiness on me getting a bigger butt, but it's something I want to work on. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean I don't value performance and, I'm not focusing on functional movements. Yes, closed chain exercises, functional movements, deadlifts, squatting, pressing, pulling should be the bulk of your program unless you're a bodybuilder. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having aesthetic goals as a CrossFitter or as an athlete. Don't get so beat up about that. Don't feel guilty about it. There's nothing wrong with that. So having that said, people respond differently to different stimulus. So for someone like myself, when I'm doing CrossFit and the volume of CrossFit that I'm doing, it has allowed me to put on some muscle mass, and it may not work for everyone. So if you're the type of person where you're doing a CrossFit program, you're still looking to add on a little bit of mass and more muscle, you need to get in some higher volume isolation stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it could probably help your CrossFit. A lot of people have weaknesses in their rear delts, their triceps, their traps to help with the gymnastics, upper body pulling and pushing. Those people need to be doing pulling variations and pressing variations. That means dumbbell bent over rows, barbell bent over rows. It means ring rows. It means, lateral raises and front raises with dumbbells, things that develop the delts and the shoulder. It also means pressing with dumbbells and, doing push-ups and stuff like that. Don't shy away from bands and dumbbells and accessory work. It's really valuable, and it's probably going to fill the holes in your training that allow you to finally get pull-ups and muscle-ups in those difficult upper body exercises. Same thing with the legs. Legs can handle a lot of volume. Now, shoulders we need to be a little more aware of when we're adding more volume to it. If you're already doing a lot of push-ups and pull-ups and stuff like that, then you don't want to stack a ton of pressing and pulling on top of that, but you can do it a couple times a week. Just be aware of how you're feeling. If you're feeling a little beat up, take some time off, but the legs can handle a lot. Hips and legs, big muscles, they respond well to volume. So that's why I put out the Booty Gains project. I'm doing that on top of my CrossFit programming. Yes, I'm gonna be sore. Yes, I need to be really aware of my mobility and making sure I'm stretching a lot and not getting over tight, but I can handle that volume. I know my legs can handle it. I just need to eat a little more and take care of myself. So don't shy away from accessory work. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, I encourage it. There's nothing wrong with coming from a place of, an aesthetic focus, as long as you have the right attitude about it, as long as you're not banking your happiness on the way you look, because I guarantee there's always going to be one more thing to improve. There's always going to be one more thing to change you're not going to be totally in love with, and that's okay. But it's also okay to objectively look at your body and say, okay, I want to improve this area. I'm going to work on it. Whatever, that's fine. Don't be ashamed of that. Just because you're a CrossFitter or an athlete doesn't mean you can't want to look good, okay? Why wouldn't you? So don't be afraid to get after some isolation stuff. Incorporate it a couple times a week, see how you feel, and maybe you should be upping your calories a little bit. If you want to grow and add mass, that takes more energy, more calories. So maybe eat a little more, add in some accessory stuff, dumbbells, bands, and see what happens. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Feel free to visit my website, thebarbellbombshell.com, for more blog post information.